onto the euro dollar, which is the only trade I've had on so far this morning. If I just zoom out slightly just so we can see what's happened. Again, euro dollar, the start of the week, we see the yellow line there, that's the weekly open. I've had a trade on from the start of the week in this portion of the chart where price has hit all three of my core swing targets. Price has carried on moving down. It hadn't given me any further entry signals while I was actually at the charts until this area around there. Now again, as we can see with the euro yen, it's formed on the black line, which is a previous week's low, and I've used that again as a secondary ideal bar entry. And similar to the euro yen, because the weekly ATR to the downside had already been done, there was no short entry possible for me, so it was only going to be a long entry. So my long entry was there above that bar, which was 133.87. So rounded up, including the spreads, that's come to 133.95. And similar story to the euro yen. I've taken the fibs from what I see as the start of this most recent move down. The way I've identified that is price was at this level at previous week's high. It's moved down to there, and then this part of the chart has been sideways price action. So I've taken the high of this bar here, which I see as the start of the most recent move down. So fibs from the high to the low, and again just to see if I can correlate where my targets would be in relation to fibs, seeing as I am buying technically a retracement in the downtrend. So we can see my targets for euro dollar are 35 points, which is 10% of the weekly ATR. I think it's about 389 points, the weekly ATR off the top of my head, so 10% of that rounded down to a whole or half number is 35. So my first target from 133.95 will be there, which is 134.30, and interestingly that lines up just underneath the 61% fib level, which if I just put a line on that is 134.34. That's a 61%, and my first target is 134.30, so it's 4 points away. So what I am inclined to, seeing as that it's obviously a Friday, and third target will be quite a large move to get there in one day, especially on a Friday, and the third target is literally at the 135 area, which I mean even just recently we can see from this part of the chart there, it's moved sideways at. We've had a sideways movement here at 135, so again that area has been fairly strong as a turning point, as a resistance level and a support level. So I don't actually see it making a move up to 135 today. It will be quite a large move. So I will be taking 2/3 off again at my first target, as seeing as it is just about at the 61% retracement. So if this is just a retracement in this downtrend, then that could be a nice level to just remove 2/3 of my trade and then see what happens for the rest of the day. If it doesn't get there, I will obviously, if it's not stopped out before the end of the day, I will obviously be managing that to a close so that it's not open going into the weekend and into the new week next week. So that's where I stand at the moment with those two trades. I've done them a little bit differently, using fibs to find where my target levels line up in relation to the actual trades and support resistance levels and interesting price points, and I've added the levels from the previous week's low and high, and have started using those as secondary ideal bar entry levels. So that's how how I've panned out today. The week so far, once again, for the last few weeks, I've had a really poor start to the week for some reason, which has set me on the back foot, and I've been playing catch up for the rest of the week. Wednesday was pretty good. I pulled it back to some sort of decent area, and then yesterday, as you can probably see from a couple of my blogs on the website there regarding the pound dollar, the pound dollar yesterday just kicked me all over the place. So it's not been a particularly positive week so far this week. So we'll see how these last two trades pan out, and then we'll start next week fresh and see where it goes. So that's everything. I hope you have a great day. The sun's shining here again now, so it's all positive and happy for the weekend. So I hope you have a great afternoon and a great weekend, whatever you're doing, and I'll speak to you again next week. Okay folks, bye bye.